Hi, it is February 3rd, 2021, and I'm going to do my recap for today. It was a pretty rough day. I really underperformed. It was really frustrating because I started more or less in a good way, but I just didn't. I just ended up falling in like bad habits and giving back some profit, and I seriously underperformed. So see, I made $491, so it's like $10 from my actual kind of goal for the day. I really want to increase that. It's like everybody does wants to improve the result, but yeah, that is my result for today. $491. As you can see, I know was an okay trade. TLRY seriously underperformed, and APHA was just a disaster on my behalf today. It was really disappointing, and a pattern of behavior that I've falling into many times, and it's hard for me to break out of it. Although I'm getting better at it, but it's still something that I have to improve tremendously. So let's go to the trades. So I traded. I know my first trade of the day. I borrowed 2,000 shares. It's a trade that I did yesterday. It went pretty well for me. I caught the majority of this move over here. So I was pretty happy with the trade. And today, the same thing. I saw it coming down, even weaker than yesterday, and I just saw a good opportunity for a short. I didn't know if I was going to short it. Obviously, I have to let the tape play and give me a good entry. But yeah, it was definitely on my watch list. So yeah, so I immediately when it opened, as you can see here, I went short. I mean, hopefully you can see it, but I went short at 9:30 a.m. with 22 seconds, right? So immediately at the open, I got filled at 14:50, a little bit late from a little bit far away. As you can see here, I'm giving from the daily open. That is the white line that you can see. It's 20 cents. So with 2,000 shares, $400. I was wary of that, right? So, but I could still see the level two. The level two was gave me the indication that it wanted to come down. Obviously, the weakness from yesterday and so on just gave me a good idea that it was probably going to come down. My stop, I was going to stop out at 1461 off of this Caramurda pivot point support number one. So I went in with 2,000 shares. I covered a little bit. This was also me a little bit panicking. I should have waited for the big move, but I covered 500 shares at 1435, which is, yeah, I should have let it run at least until S2, which is 1415. But I did that. So I covered the first 500 shares, and I took my next partials 1381. That is right over here, almost at the bottom, and 1394. So right around, I would say, or here or here. And what I wanted to see the break of S2 of S3, pardon me. As you can see, it really came back down, and I should have just put a limit order at around the 1370, 1360s, just in case it didn't break S3, because that could be a level of support, generally speaking, and that's what happened here. It just bounced really strongly. It tried to reclaim, but as soon as that happened, it came back up, and I wanted to give it a chance of it to retest the bottom, and maybe because I saw a lot of buyers here, so I was thinking maybe it was gonna retest it, but it just didn't. And yeah, so I covered a little bit more, 1413, just in case at like 9:38. So around, yeah, this candle, and then I'm like, look, I'm just gonna wait to see if it can reject VWAP. I was looking at the level two. I wanted to see if it rejected that level, but it was really promising. So I just exited at 1420. So right over here, I exited my last 900 shares for what it was, a $667 gain. Which honestly, with 2,000 shares, it's a shame because yeah, I could have profited more if I would have been more aggressive at taking my partials. But it is what it is. Then yeah, I borrowed 2,000 shares, so I utilized those 2,000 shares. I would have really liked to take this trade again. I was looking if it was going to take the daily open and so on, but I had to borrow them, and by the time I wanted to borrow them again, it was too late. I mean, the stock was already here, and yeah, like looking now, it came back, it came down, and it could have been a good trade, but I didn't do it. So yeah, that was my first trade of the day, and then it was a mess, honestly. Then my day, well, actually, I traded TLRY now later on, but it was a mess. I'm really disappointed. Look, looking back, I mean, this is very, very choppy. This action, I mean, TLRY was not clean today. And yeah, so I entered. Let's see, I entered 1,000 shares at 946 at 2634. So 936, is that correct? No, at 946. Pardon me. So okay, so the same. I guided myself a lot by the pivot points. So I saw the stock like really gapping up. It really broke as R4, which can be a strong level of, it can be a breakout level, right? If a stock gets above R4, it has a good probability that it can continue up for the day, or at least retest R4 like it did here and go up again. So I was looking for this, and it really came all the way down and it came to the daily open, and it rejected the daily open. So I was interested immediately as when I saw this, I was interested in a possible long. So it did have a very big rejection off of this level, but maybe with this being volatile and regaining a little bit of the 9 moving average, which is the blue line and the VWAP, I maybe thought that I could reclaim it. So I went in at 2634. I chased it. I chased it, man. I was looking at this bounce after this happened. I'm like, dude, this is a really good opportunity. So I should have gone in here. I should have just taken the risk, gotten at 2615, and be like, okay, I'm gonna see if this like risk maybe 10 cents, 20 cents, which with 1,000 shares, $200, nothing crazy. I should have done that, but I got in at 2634, and I got out 40 seconds later at 2652. I saw that I tried to break this level, but I couldn't. I could see a lot of sellers in play over here on the tape. I saw that it was getting rejected, and yeah, I got out. I got out right over here when I saw the rejection on the tape. Not much, $180 there. I mean, not much to be honest. But looking back, it was a good move because it did reject it. And then at this point, I wanted to go short, but look, I didn't borrow shorts from TLRY. I borrowed shorts from APHA, which was, oh my goodness, big shame, right? Because I was looking for this break. I was thinking that maybe it could reclaim R3, but at least I would have gotten this move right over here, right? So that was a shame that I didn't borrow stocks. But that leads me to how I got derailed, right? How I lost stupidly, and at that point I was like $850 up for the day. I'm like, look, I'm content. I messed up a little bit, and I know TLRY didn't play like I wanted, but I am content. So then I went into APHA, and this was like a huge. I This is the mistake. I borrowed stocks from APHA. I wanted to borrow stocks from all the marijuana. I wanted to borrow shares from all the marijuana stocks. Because why? Because I saw that this is opening between R3 and R4, and I was looking for maybe the possibility of this gapping up, hitting R4, getting rejected, and coming back down. So I was looking for a possible short around this level, and also it gapped up a lot yesterday. A really really strong move, but I thought, well, maybe it's gonna retest. It's gonna go back down. So I was looking for that type of short. So when I saw TLRY coming down and getting really rejected, I thought, well, look, APHA is a similar stock, same sector, is gonna imitate, or at least play similar to TLRY. So I got in at 950.45 at 50.95. So I got in, yeah, right over here, and I was what did I like about this trade is that okay, it did. Second, it did get rejected. It did break out. Now that was a good breakout, to be honest. Yeah, that was a strong indication of strength. But then it failed, right? And it couldn't hold R4, and it came below the 9 MA. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna short it, and I'm gonna hedge it against the 90 MA. So I went in at 50.95, and what happened in this trade? I covered at 15.97 a minute later. Yeah, I just didn't like it. I just didn't like the action. And I thought that this is something that I've made a mistake before. I'm like, this is strong. This made higher lows, and it's possible that what's just gonna happen is gonna be a bounce of VWAP. That's what's gonna happen. So yeah, surely enough, I just exited because I didn't like it. And then I just got a little bit frustrated. I saw TLRY, I think, gapping down. I'm like, this is just going to follow. It's going to follow. And since I already had shares short, I had 1,000 shares short left that I borrowed. I'm like, I'm just going to go for it. And I went in at the low of the day. I mean, this was just terrible. I mean, and it's a mistake that I've done before. I just literally went in right over here. I just have VWAP making in the makings of a higher low. So I'm extremely disappointed with that trade, and I went against the trend. Very bad, honestly. There's no excuses I should make here. And yeah, got stopped out at 1608. So got stopped out around here. So I literally took this whole hit. I didn't put my stop loss, and I should have 50.99, which would have been $80 of a difference. You know, at least something, right? But yeah, very, very, very disappointing what I did there. And then there's just a chop started. I just started buying and selling, buying and selling, buying and selling, just getting all the way chopped out around here. I mean, I don't even want to, let's see the chart analysis over here. I mean, it's really, really disappointing. Oh, fucking A. I don't even like looking at this. That's why I was so pissed off today. But let's see over here. I mean, look at this mess. Look at this fucking mess. I mean, I went in, in and out, in and out, in and out. This is the 5 minutes. Sorry, this is the 1 minute because I was trading on the 1 minute. Yeah. How is this? Okay. I hate TradeStation's charts, man. I hate them. It's so terrible, honestly. I don't know if that's how you do that. Whatever. Let's see. So here, I mean, look at this terrible mess that I made. I mean, this is all of this. And the worst part is that then I switched I got stopped out and I switched my idea to go long. And I just didn't let it play out. I mean, all the indications were there. It was holding R4. I'm like, that was a perfect opportunity. And I just got chopped out. I mean, there's no excusable defense for me to justify my actions. I mean, it was just terrible trading, and why I got emotional. I wanted to make back the money that I lost. I got down to $250. I got down to $250 from 850, and then I took a trade here or there. I was able to make small scalps. That's my guinea pig in the back. If you're wondering what the hell is that noise, my guy Rodolfo is hungry. But yeah, I took another trade here in TLRY, and I just missed that. I was just like so inefficient, so just terrible, honestly. I'm not proud with my performance today. Something that I'm gonna have to address. So yeah, that was my recap for today. What can I say? $491. Not the best day, not the worst day. I'll take it, I guess, given the fact that I gave back almost all of my gains, as you can see here. I mean, I have to take this this thing off, this market. I have to take that off. But I got in, I got out, I got in, and I got out, and I just missed the whole move. I mean, just look at this. Just look at TLRY, what it did for the rest of the day. And I mean, I could have profited. I could have, should have. Yeah, a good, decent, $1,000, $2,000 if I would have just let the move play out. But I didn't, and it's something that I'm gonna have to check myself out, because it's my own setups, right, between R4 and R5. I mean, once it breaks R4 and it holds, there is a good chance that the stock is going to probably retest at least R5 or have a move up or whatever. And yeah, I just didn't take advantage of it. And I'm repeating myself, but yeah, these are my conclusions for the day. And it's 5 days in a row, 5 green days in a row. I'm happy with that. So keep the green days coming. Keep focused and keep trying to profit from my setups and so on. Okay, this was my recap for today. I hope you have a good night.